from the album Side Pony. I really like that band. They're a good band. They good band, make good music. Yeah. Oh. Weird Al Yankovic, UHF by request. We had Mariachi Entertainment System doing a cover of Linger by the Cranberries. Started with They Might Be Giants, the greatest. Nick Offerman is so strange, and I love him. I love him like you love a 12-year-old Saint Bernard. Because they're so strange, but they're adorable. They're big, strange dogs, but they're adorable. That's the same way I love Nick Offerman. Radio Dead Air KRDA Monday night. Live, What the Fuck Is Wrong With You? Coming up in about an hour. Stole a road. A dude stole. We'll get to that story. All right. If you have a request, send that to request@radiodeadair.com. We'll see about putting that on for you tonight. We got a lot. We'll do what I can. Okay. So, we had the Super Bowls yesterday. No, Sunday. I'm still thinking it's Monday because I'm fucked up. We had the Super Bowls on Sunday. And I didn't watch because, I don't like the Super Bowls. It's not my thing. If you like the throwing the ball and the touching down, and okay, good. Yay, happy for you. I hope you had fun with your friends, watching the thing, eating the food. I hope you enjoyed it. And Philadelphia enjoyed it a little. Oh, God, we'll talk about that, too. Something's making a noise. And I'm trying to talk about it. Something's making a noise. God damn it. Live, everybody. God damn. 1 second. God damn it, everybody. God damn it, everybody. God, thing is making a noise. 5, everybody. Things happen. They're live. They're on my show where things are happening, and I didn't like it because it was making a noise down the hall. I had to do a thing, and I was in a row. I was talking, Grady. I was talking, and then shit happened. Anyway, Super Bowls. Well, a lot of things happened. Justin Timberlake did a thing that people did not seem to be very happy about. I didn't watch it. I wasn't interested. But people saw it and they were not happy about it. The one thing I did see about it was he did a duet with Prince at the Super Bowl, which, if that sounds interesting, unless you realize the fact that Prince died a while ago, and he yeah, which there's this weird moment in these shows, in these halftime shows, this idea that you can bring people back from the dead who did not allow you to say, oh yeah, you can use me for your silly thing once I'm dead. I'm fine with that. And it's never not tacky. It's always tacky. It always looks like, what the fuck are you doing? Why? This is what happens when someone gets a little too big. You're too big. When someone gets a little too big and there's no one in their vicinity who can say, no, no, we're not doing that. That's a bad plan and we're not doing it. That let's not do that. There was no one around to tell Justin, can we not bring back the dead for a halftime Super Bowl thing? Can we not do that? Can we? Because that's just awful. And no one's going to like it. And you know what happened? It was awful and no one liked it. The entire internet, it was memeing the fuck out of Justin. There were very, very fresh memes for Mr. Timberlake all over the internet because he brought back Prince from the dead. And that's not a good thing to do. Don't do that. I don't think Prince would have been happy with that. What else happened? Well, Netflix gave us a big surprise after the Super Bowl. Those generous people at Netflix, did you hear about this? Netflix gave us a grand surprise. Oh, by the way, hope you're enjoying the Super Bowl. Here's a new Cloverfield movie. What? Yeah, here you go. It's streaming right now. Go watch it. The 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 fuck? Okay. And guess what? It was horrible too. It was absolutely so bad and made no sense. And it was kind of a prequel to Cloverfield or sequel, maybe something. I don't know, but it was so bad. Or maybe it wasn't at all. Who knows? It was so bad. Oh my God, it was so bad. You guys. So what happened was this. This film was originally tied to a studio, and the studio saw it and didn't want it. They're like, what have you done? No, but really, no, what have you done? And Netflix swooped in and said, we'll take it. Are you sure? This is kind of bullshit. That's okay. Give it to us. Are you really sure? Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll show it, sure. And Netflix showed it. Shamelessly. It was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my God. It was so bad. And everyone just sort of is baffled. Why? Okay, it's like alternate dimensions are going to solve the power crisis on Earth, except, wait a second, that'll release monsters. I have never in my life heard any scientist talk about alternate dimensions releasing monsters. Scientists don't talk about alternate dimensions releasing monsters. That's not a scientist. If he says he's a scientist, he's a lying motherfucker. Scientists don't talk about alternate dimensions releasing monsters. That's not anywhere in any textbook ever. No one has ever done that. No one has science doesn't do that. Science does not talk about that. And then there was lady in a wall and a dude's arm came off, but his arm was still, his arm was fine. And it was just, it was so bad. It was so bad, you guys. You guys, it was so bad. Anyway, the big thing that everyone's wasn't talking about, I noticed this specifically, was there's going to be a new Star Wars movie coming out. Very, very soon, few weeks. And if you paid attention to social media, you would think that movie is called Lando. Because that's the only part anyone seemed to like. They released a trailer for Solo, a teaser. They released a teaser on Super Bowl night and a trailer the next day for Solo. And all anyone was talking about anywhere was, why isn't this a Lando movie? Me included. And I'll tell you, for my own particular place of coming to this, okay, you want to talk about somebody who's been with Star Wars since the beginning. I've had 4 movies of Han Solo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 movies of Han Solo. 4 movies of Han Solo. I know his deal. Okay? There's no deep mystery to Han Solo. And here's a reason why this just isn't a great plan. When we come upon Han Solo in the very first Star Wars movie, he's a dick. His starting place, Han Solo's starting point is, I'm a dick. I am a dick. I want money. Also, I don't want a giant fat slug man to kill me. So I want money. That's what I'm here for, is money. And over the course of the first trilogy, Han evolves. He becomes a better person. He stops being a dick. He's an asshole, but he's not 100% a dick. That was his journey. So to do a Han Solo prequel movie, it's just about a dick. Because we've already seen him take his journey. Now we just have a movie about the artist as a young dick. And if they change that around, if they're like, no, he's going to be different, he's going to be really likable, well, then that doesn't make sense. Why would you? There's other aspects of it, too, which the trailer kind of gave away. For one thing, if you've been a fan of Star Wars fiction at all over the decades it existed, you already know the story this movie's going to try and tell you. Han Solo joined the Imperial Navy. Spoilers, not spoilers, we already knew all this shit. Han joined the Imperial Navy as a young asshole. And then he saw Chewbacca as a slave. And he didn't like that. So he freed Chewbacca. And Chewbacca thought that was awesome. And gave him a life debt. Which are 2 words that have never been spoken in any of the actual films. But it's kind of a thing we all acknowledge as life debt. And then he turns to be a smuggler. We know this story. And it's kind of like another one they did this with was the original prequels. The original prequels. Now we have new prequels. The Battle at Mustafar. This was another one that popped up in Star Wars fiction. The fight that made Darth Vader the mess he is. Between Vader and Kenobi. And for ages before that movie came out, we already knew this fight was a thing because it had been part of Star Wars fiction for years and years and years. This fight between Kenobi and Darth Vader on a magma planet, and Vader fell into the magma. We all knew this. And we're like, oh God, we can't wait to actually see it on screen. And then we saw it on screen. Didn't really blow my hair back, or anyone else's for that matter. Uh it was kind of bleh. Now this prequel stuff is tricky. It always is. No matter what genre we're in, doing a prequel is always a tricky business because you're telling a story we kind of already know, or you're telling a story that we don't know but could potentially make a mess out of the story we already do know. It's a tricky line to walk. Now, I kind of think Rogue One succeeded, mainly because they went someplace else. Yeah, we knew spies got the plans to the Death Star, but that was about it. There was no grand mythology about it. Think about it. There was no one going, oh, these spies. Well, okay, there was nothing official. Here's a fun fact about the old Star Wars EU. There are no less than 5 stories about obtaining the Death Star plans in the original Star Wars expanded universe. 5 stories. And they tried to reconcile this internally by saying, well, okay, all 5 of those were just a piece of the Death Star. They put them all together, like Voltron. They assembled them. They merged to form Devastator. Yeah, it was, it was fun. But in general, the six, there we go. There were 6 of them. So it was a Target Master. That's a deep cut for you. So it was one of those stories, the Rogue One, that we didn't really know, at least not canonically. So we're like, okay, let's do it. And they did it with completely different people, set way apart from the main story. Nothing that happened in Rogue One really changed what we knew about Star Wars. It was just an exploration of this other thing. And it didn't really bang into canon at all. Not really. It didn't mess up anything we knew about those films that we'd already seen. But it still was a pretty good movie. It wasn't the best Star Wars movie I've ever seen, but it was really impressive. Directly going with Han Solo. Now, let's circle back around to what I was originally talking about. The reason everyone really wants a Lando movie is because we don't really know anything about Lando. We don't. Where he came from, what drove him, what motivated him, who he was, what he was doing before Cloud City. He was in a big battle, and apparently that was enough to let him fly the lead on the Death Star 2 mission. That was a big deal. How the fuck did this guy just waltz in and be like, yo, I'm a general? Yeah, that dude can be a general. We got like a movie and a half of Lando. And he was interesting. I would have liked to have seen a Lando movie, not a Han Solo movie. It looks okay. It's not going to destroy the Star Wars franchise. Good Lord. If the Star Wars franchise could survive Attack of the Clones, Solo isn't going to wreck it. I'm just not expecting a whole lot from it. It feels like it's going to be pretty safe. I mean, we've got Ron Howard directing. You don't get much safer than Ron Howard. I mean, he's Ron Howard. Have you seen Willow? That's a pretty safe movie. Ron Howard, very safe director. It's not going to be a disaster, I don't think. think it's going to be kind of, all right, this is a thing we did. Now what? I think it's going to underperform. It's going to make back its money, but it's not going to make Rogue One money. It's definitely not going to make, one of the main trilogy films money, but I'm not excited about it. So, and if you watch Twitter, they weren't very excited about it either. I'll tell you what was really surprising. People were more attached to a 30-second teaser from a trailer for a movie we've already seen. There have been trailers for Infinity War out for a long time now, and people were more excited for a 30-second teaser from Infinity War than they were for the very first look at Solo. It's just, that kind of tells you. We're more excited about, He says, I was confused for a moment because I mixed up Ron Howard and Ron Jeremy. How do you do that, dude? That's like, I mean, my God, man. That's some kind of condition you have there. If you mixed up Ron Howard and Ron Jeremy. Yeah. Ron Jeremy's Solo. That would be a very different movie. That would be a very different. That's a category on Pornhub. Not a Star Wars movie. Okay? Some of you out there are going, I don't understand. Some of you going, yeah, it is. It is. That's the beauty of doing this on the internet. You're not all together. Some of you can get my jokes in the privacy of your own home and don't have to worry about laughing about them where anyone else can see you. Some of you are very confused. Bless your heart. Bless your hearts. Anyway, lots more to come. Live What the Fuck Is Wrong With You in about 30 minutes. Yeah, let's say 30 minutes. It's going to be about 11:30. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Radio Dead Air. For some reason this weekend I started doing everything in a Grindhouse voice, and I don't know why. But I did. It was a thing. All right, let's see. Come on here. Are you muted? You better be muted. I'm trying to get other stuff lined up here for later. Trying to be somewhat. There we go. Mute that shit. Mute that shit. Anyway, let's see what we have on our request list here. Oh, I don't need that. No, don't do that right now. Go away. Having arguments with my computer live on the air. Let's see here. I guess we can do some Chris Isaak. Well, this is okay. I have to check these things sometimes, because sometimes you guys send me shit that doesn't abide by streaming rules. Trying to get me in trouble and shit. This'll just barely handle it. Chris Isaak was very raunchy back in the day. He's kind of settled down, but he was a raunchy dude. Dude was raunchy. Have there been porn adaptations of the Lord of the Rings movies? Probably. Welcome to the internet. All right. By request, Chris Isaak, Radio Dead Air.